Okay. It's gonna be a demonstration for how to draw the closed fist of the hand. Okay, so we're gonna be basically doing a drawing a hand from about this angle. Also, we'll do one from like a slightly tilted angle here. Um, I feel like you don't really need a demonstration for like this side of the hand. It's gonna be more so for this part of the hand. All right, so we'll go over that. There's obviously some different things we need to go over before we draw the hand. Okay, so I'm gonna just start off with like this drawing here, and again, my hand will be off to the side, so this time you'll only see like the drawing part. So just like how we started before in the with your past drawings, you always want to start off with the trapezoid that we've start off with for the palm. So for my trapezoid, I'm actually my hand is like slightly curved. So my trapezoid is going to actually start over here. I'll draw a little bit darker with the blue pencil. But yeah, you want to do lightly with your color, or not color pencil, you want to do lightly with your pencils when you make these lines. So, but I'm going to draw the shape here. And then I'm going to draw the trapezoid part of the shape. So this is actually going to go down at an angle. It's going to go in a little bit more. It's going to look kind of like this once I'm done with that part of the drawing. If you want to think about in terms of like three-dimensional shapes, you are seeing a little bit of the bottom of the palm like this. All right, so it should look kind of like this though when you draw that trapezoid in that shape. All right, I'm just gonna continue. Actually, because of the angle I'm looking at, I'm actually seeing a little bit of the side over here. So I'm just drawing these little details just so I know where things are. But the rest of my wrist is going to go off to the page like this. And then this part is going to go down here. So this is like part of my arm moving onto my wrist. Okay, so now in order to get started with this part of the drawing, I would just work on the drawing of the thumb first. Okay, so when you draw out the thumb, there's actually this like really round part on the part of your palm. And since we did like the drawings in this direction here, you won't really see that shape too much on this side. But because of like the closed shape though, this is gonna be like the almost like the second largest object in this hand drawing. So this is like almost like an oval shape. So we're just gonna draw like that same oval shape. And that oval shape does go a little past a little bit further than the rest of the hand. Okay, so I'm just gonna draw this oval shape here. And depending on like what your finger's doing, you can draw the directions of the line of the finger. But I have like my thumb bending up here a little bit, and then it's bending over to the side. So now when I draw the shape of the thumb, again I'm using the cylinders. So there's one cylinder here, and then a cylinder down there, and there's gonna be one more cylinder on the top here, and we're just gonna just like I did before though, we're gonna just make the edges a little bit more rigid for that part of the thumb. Okay, it'll look kind of like this once you're done with the thumb part. We're just blocking out these shapes. Now this part of the hand's gonna be a little bit more interesting to do. So in terms of like drawing this part of the hand here, because I've done the thumb and most of the wrist here. This is the only part left that we have to draw. So if you look carefully with the pencil though, even if I hold my fist perfectly straight, it is at a slight angle with how all the fingers are. Okay, so we want to make sure you capture that angle, but it's at an angle like here. So like a lot of times you kind of think of like straight. This part is like straight though, but this is actually a slight angle. Now the reason it has a slight angle though is because of the this mass in your palm is actually forcing all of your fingers to go at a slight angle as opposed to making it go forward. I mean, you could force your hands to make it go forward though, but it's very unnatural though. But if you have like a natural cleansed fist, you're gonna have like a little bit of a slight angle on there. Okay, so we gotta make sure to capture that angle when we do your hand drawing. So you're gonna have an angle that goes slightly on the top like this. And in most cases, though, that angle will kind of like match the angle of your palm down here. So I'm gonna do an angle here like this. And I'm gonna do like one more that's it's kind of close to under the thumb here. Okay, but once I lay out those angles though, then it's pretty easy for me to figure out like where everything else goes. So for example, this finger starts off over here. I'm gonna draw one line here for the first finger. And since these are closed fists, I don't have to like really draw every single finger in this, or make sure I don't have to worry about the length of the finger. Just make sure though that the width's the same for all the fingers that you draw. So I'm gonna draw one more here. I'm actually just gonna draw them as lines. Later on though, we will round them out. And then you got like one more here for like the second last finger. And then this last finger, this one's a little bit tricky though, but it's actually gonna go out this way. And then you want to make sure to draw the rest of your wrist. So this part's going to be a little bit more rounded out. But this finger here is actually going to pop out a little bit on the side. So you see like a little bit of the skin at the end over here. Okay, so you just want to make sure to capture that. So angle this a little bit more. Get more of that wrist in there. All right. Okay. So then, this is the line that we're trying to capture here, but you do see a little bit at the end of the fingers there. So, you just want to make sure to just round it off, draw those little details. Okay. You can just draw like a few more wrinkles here. But, a lot of the wrinkles are going to come from like what's happening when you crunch your fist together like this. All right. So essentially, this is all you need to draw the hands, and then now this is where you can look carefully at the details of your hand and just essentially just draw what you see. So my thumb is gonna look like this. So there are some wrinkles here, depending on like how the fingers are. I'm just gonna do 2 wrinkles here. Got my thumb going up here. My nail, I'm looking at the side of the nail, so the nail's gonna look kind of like this if you were to draw from this angle here. So you see, I only see like one side of the nail. Curve up here, this way, there. This, just do that as one part here, or one wrinkle here for like just to show you like it's that round mass. If you want to, you could draw some lines here just to let the people know that this is where the hand goes. Okay, so that's the rest of my wrist here. Essentially, I'm just drawing what I see here, and I'm actually gonna round out this part a little bit more. So it does look a little bit more rounder on the and what I'm looking at here. There. You kind of get the idea. I'm just drawing what I see. So this part's like the observational drawing part of your drawing. Okay. Let's show that part here. Go down there. Just drawing exactly as I see it. And I wouldn't even worry about the details down here. If you wanted to, you can draw the nails. Nails look kind of like this. But if we were to essentially shade these drawings though, you probably won't be able to see the nail down there. This is going to be like all in light, and then typically that part of your hand on the bottom is going to be all in shadows. So I wouldn't worry too much about details down there. And I know that's like a very concerning thing with hand drawings is the details. But you want to capture these wrinkles though at the very end of the hand, as this is like letting you know that there's obvious force and pressure being applied to the hand in order to create that closed fist shape. So that's really important. Yeah. And then this part should be kind of rounded too here. So there's actually like a second mass on this side of the hand. This one's obviously bigger, but this is also rounded as well. So it doesn't hurt to like capture that round part of that part of the hand. All right. And if you want, you can draw like a little bit more detail on the wrist, but essentially this is how like the hand should look. All right. If you wanted to try it at a different angle though, this is like how it would look. I'm gonna do one like as a slight angle here. So same thing like we've done in the past before. I should draw it down on this side here, so you guys can see. So again, we're working with that trapezoid. I'm looking more like this. You can see a little bit more of the side over here. So my wrist is going to go down this way, that way. You got your round shape here. This one I would just draw, just completely draw a thumb out. So again, we're just looking at the direction of the thumb. It's going to go like this. So you got some over here. Another one here where it's closed off where the thumb is. Okay. Too much of that part there. Fine though. Okay, and this time the angle is gonna be a little bit more extreme. So I'm looking at like right here. It's gonna go down this way. So again, you can look for the angles of your fingers. So I got one angle going like this, and then the other one going kind of like down like the, let's say like midway of like this second part of the thumb. So always look at those little measurements. This is like a little bit halfway from here. This is actually the tippy toe of the thumb. So that's kind of like where I'm getting these measurements from. But this is kind of like, finding the proportions for your hand. So it's going to look kind of like that. So then all we got to do at this point is just add the fingers. So let's see. It's a little bit higher up here. As the thing is though, like we're gonna have like another set of fingers down here. So you can actually just draw this as like a giant shape. So, and I just draw this line out, need it because that's all the fingers will be now. So you got one finger here, where your first set of fingers would be. The second one would be about over here. And then the last one would be over here. And I feel like that pinky is always going to look a little bit different than the rest of them because it's, you really have to look carefully at that though. But you see how like it's kind of broken up into shapes. So this is like at this point now, this is where I go into more detail. Just starting the wrist down here. Dark weighted pencil. You feel more confident. So I actually want to draw the wrist here. I'm seeing a little bit of the wrist in this picture. Okay, so my thumb, my nail here. All right, rest my thumb there. Okay, I can round out this part here. And this part I'm just drawing from my observations, so I'm making sure to get all those details. I'm seeing a little bit of the nail, but I'm not going to worry about the nail for this. You're starting to get the idea though. I'm going to draw these hands. All these guys are there to help you. I guess I can draw the nail for this one here. This one I have to draw the nail just because it's part of the last finger that we have to draw here. some wrinkles here, and draw the last round part of the hand here. Okay, so it does look a little weird here though, but it's like how I stated before. If I were to shade this hand, this whole part would be all in shadow. So even if you had like those details with like those nails and everything, it's gonna be hidden all by the shadows that you have there. But yeah, if I draw this out a little bit more, actually this needs to be out a little bit more. But you get the idea though. Okay. This actually looks like the same hand. I just tilted it a little bit though, but it looks a little bit more interesting the second one that I did. All right.